Some of basketball's greatest players were misunderstood in their time. Tonight, we reflect on four legends who faced intense criticism, yet left legacies that speak louder than any noise. Let their stories bring you peace. There are moments in sports when a single decision changes everything, when the path forward becomes darker than anyone imagined, when greatness itself becomes a burden too heavy to carry alone. LeBron Ramon James was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio, a city of industry and resilience, a place where dreams were forged in the fires of determination. His mother, Gloria, was just 16 when he was born. They moved from apartment to apartment, searching for stability in a world that offered little. But even in those uncertain early years, there was something undeniable about the boy. Something that would eventually make him more than just a basketball player. He would become a symbol, a target, a lightning rod for every expectation and criticism the sports world could conjure. The Cleveland Cavaliers selected him first overall in the 2003 NBA draft. He was 18 years old. The covers of magazines had already declared him the chosen one. The pressure was immediate, crushing, unrelenting. Scouts had been watching him since he was a sophomore at St. Vincent St. Mary High School. Every game was dissected, every move analyzed. By the time he entered the NBA, the weight of an entire franchise rested on shoulders that had barely finished growing. His early years in Cleveland showed flashes of the brilliance everyone anticipated. In his rookie season, he averaged 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. He became the first Cavalier and youngest player in NBA history to win Rookie of the Year. But individual accolades meant little in a city starving for championships. Cleveland had not won a major professional sports title since 1964. The drought was not just a statistic. It was a wound that never healed, passed down through generations like a family secret. Season after season, LeBron carried the Cavaliers forward. In 2007, at just 22 years old, he led them to their first NBA Finals appearance. They faced the San Antonio Spurs, a dynasty built on discipline and experience. The Cavaliers were swept in 4 games. LeBron averaged 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 6.8 assists, but it was not enough. The criticism began to simmer. Questions about whether he could finish what he started, whether he had the killer instinct of Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, whether he would ever be more than just a spectacular talent without the championships to validate it. He won his first MVP award in 2009, then another in 2010. Back-to-back MVP awards, yet still no championship. The Cavaliers built around him, but the pieces never quite fit. The front office struggled to surround him with the talent necessary to compete with the league's elite. In the 2010 playoffs, the Cavaliers were eliminated by the Boston Celtics in the second round. LeBron seemed passive in the final games, a shadow of his usual dominance. The whispers grew louder. Maybe he did not have what it took. Maybe Cleveland would always be his ceiling. Then came July 8th, 2010. The Decision. It was a 1-hour television special broadcast on ESPN. LeBron sat in a chair at the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich, Connecticut, surrounded by children, and announced to the world where he would play next. The entire sports world stopped to watch. Tension-filled living rooms across America. And then, 26 minutes into the broadcast, he said the words that would haunt him for years. "I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat." The reaction was immediate and visceral. In Cleveland, fans gathered in the streets and burned his jersey. They cursed his name. The owner of the Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert, published an open letter in Comic Sans font, calling LeBron's decision a cowardly betrayal. He promised Cleveland would win a championship before LeBron did. The letter was filled with anger, with pain, with the fury of abandonment. Around the league, players and analysts criticized LeBron for joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. They said he was taking the easy road, that he could not win on his own, that true legends did not need to team up with other stars to achieve greatness. LeBron became a villain overnight, the most hated man in basketball. When the Heat visited Cleveland for the first time that season, the arena shook with boos. Signs mocked him. The anger was palpable, suffocating. He had broken something sacred, loyalty. The idea that a star should stay with the team that drafted him, no matter the cost. In Miami, the expectations were impossibly high. The Heat held a celebration rally where LeBron, Wade, and Bosh predicted multiple championships. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, LeBron said, counting on his fingers. The confidence seemed arrogant, tone-deaf. The world was waiting for him to fail. And fail he did. At first. The 2011 NBA Finals, the Heat faced the Dallas Mavericks, led by Dirk Nowitzki. Dallas was the underdog. Miami was the super team. The Heat won the first game, but then everything unraveled. LeBron struggled. In the fourth quarters of the series, he scored just 11 total points across 6 games. He averaged 17.8 points for the series, far below his usual standard. The Mavericks won in 6 games. The criticism was merciless. ESPN analysts questioned his mentality, his toughness, his ability to perform in the biggest moments. Skip Bayless famously said LeBron did not have the clutch gene, that he shrank in the finals. The hate reached a fever pitch, but something changed after that loss. LeBron spent the summer working with Akeem Olajuwon, refining his postgame. He returned the next season with a different edge, a hunger that could not be ignored. The 2012 season was a statement. LeBron won his 3rd MVP award. The Heat finished with the 2nd best record in the league. And in the playoffs, LeBron was unstoppable. In the Eastern Conference Finals against the Boston Celtics, the Heat faced elimination in Game 6. LeBron scored 45 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished 5 assists. It was a performance for the ages. The Heat won and went on to close out the series in Game 7. In the finals, The Heat faced the Oklahoma City Thunder, young and hungry, led by Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. The series went 5 games. LeBron averaged 28.6 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 7.4 assists. He was named Finals MVP. Finally, the monkey was off his back. He had his first championship. The relief was overwhelming. During his post-game interview, LeBron was asked about the criticism, the hate, the doubts. He responded with raw emotion, his voice thick with feeling. He said, "It's about damn time." 1 year later, the Heat returned to the finals. They faced the San Antonio Spurs in an epic 7-game series. Game 6 in Miami remains one of the greatest finals games ever played. The Heat were down by 5 points with 28 seconds left. Ray Allen hit a corner three-pointer to send the game to overtime. The Heat won that game and then Game 7. LeBron won his second straight championship and second Finals MVP. He averaged 25.3 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 7 assists in the series. The doubters were silenced for a time.
But Cleveland never stopped calling him home. The anger had softened into longing. The burned jerseys had been replaced with hope. And in 2014, LeBron wrote an essay for Sports Illustrated. The headline read, "I'm coming home." He returned to Cleveland, not as a villain, but as a redeemer. He spoke of unfinished business, of wanting to give his city the championship it deserved. The city that had raised him, the city that had felt betrayed but never stopped loving him beneath the pain. The 2015 Finals was a heartbreak. The Cavaliers faced the Golden State Warriors, but injuries decimated the roster. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love both went down. LeBron played all 6 games, averaged 35.8 points, 13.3 rebounds, and 8.8 assists, but the Warriors won in 6 games. LeBron became the first player ever to lead both teams in points, rebounds, and assists in a finals series. Still, it was not enough. Then came 2016, the rematch. The Golden State Warriors had just completed the greatest regular season in NBA history. 73 wins, 9 losses. They had Stephen Curry, the back-to-back MVP, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They were unstoppable. In the finals, they took a 3-1 lead. No team in NBA Finals history had ever come back from that deficit. The Warriors needed just one more win. The championship seemed inevitable.
But LeBron refused to accept it. In Game 5 in Oakland, he scored 41 points. The Cavaliers stayed alive. Game 6, back in Cleveland, he scored 41 points again. The series went to 7. Game 7, Oracle Arena in Oakland, June 19th, 2016. The game was tied at 89 with less than 2 minutes remaining. Andre Iguodala had a fast break layup that would have given the Warriors the lead, but LeBron, trailing the play, chased him down and blocked the shot against the backboard. It was not just a block, it was a statement, a refusal to let history slip away. The Cavaliers won 93 to 89. LeBron finished with 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists, his third triple-double of the series. When the final buzzer sounded, LeBron collapsed to the floor, sobbing. The weight of a city, of a lifetime, released in that moment. Cleveland had its championship, the first for the city in 52 years. LeBron had kept his promise. He was named Finals MVP, becoming the first player in Finals history to lead both teams in all 5 major statistical categories: points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. The criticism, the hate, the doubt, all of it melted into history. He had done what no one thought possible. LeBron would go on to win his 4th championship with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2020, becoming the first player in history to win Finals MVP with 3 different teams. He would break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record in February 2023, becoming the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He would be selected to 21 All-Star games, win 4 MVP awards. At age 40, in February 2025, he became the oldest player in NBA history to score 40 points in a game. Beyond basketball, LeBron opened the I Promise School in Akron, a public school for at-risk children. He guaranteed college tuition for every student who graduated. He became more than an athlete. He became a force for change. The man who was once burned in effigy is now recognized as one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. The hate faded, the legacy remained. And in the quiet of the night, his story reminds us that redemption is always possible, that greatness is not defined by the absence of criticism, but by the courage to rise above it. Some decisions in life are impossible to escape. They follow you like shadows, stretching longer with every step forward. Success does not silence them. Championships do not erase them. They linger, whispering in the spaces between triumph and doubt. Kevin Wayne Durant was born on September 29, 1988, in Washington, D.C. He grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland, where basketball was not just a game, but a language spoken in every park and playground. His mother, Wanda, raised him and his siblings alone. She worked long hours to provide. Kevin was tall and lanky, his frame seeming too thin to carry the weight of expectations. But he could score from anywhere on the court, with a release so smooth it seemed effortless.
The Seattle Supersonics selected him 2nd overall in the 2007 NBA Draft, behind Greg Oden. It was a decision that would haunt the Portland Trail Blazers for years. Kevin won Rookie of the Year, averaging 20.3 points per game. The next season, the team moved to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder. A new beginning in a new city, hungry for basketball relevance. In Oklahoma City, Kevin was not alone. The Thunder also drafted Russell Westbrook in 2008 and James Harden in 2009. 3 future MVPs on one roster. The foundation of what could have been a dynasty.
They grew together, improved together, fought through playoff battles that sharpened them like steel on stone. By 2012, the Thunder were ready. They made it to the NBA Finals. Kevin was just 23 years old. They faced LeBron James and the Miami Heat. The Thunder won the first game. Then the Heat adjusted. Miami won the next 4. LeBron was unstoppable. Kevin averaged 30.6 points in the series, but it was not enough. The loss stung, but the future still seemed limitless. They would be back. Kevin continued to ascend. In the 2013-14 season, he won the NBA MVP award. He averaged 32 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. During his acceptance speech, he famously called his mother the real MVP, bringing many to tears as he recounted her sacrifices. The Thunder finished with the second-best record in the West. Kevin was at the peak of his powers. The championship seemed inevitable. But injuries derailed the next season. Kevin played only 27 games. The Thunder missed the playoffs. When he returned in 2015-16, the team was hungry. They stormed through the regular season. In the playoffs, they faced the San Antonio Spurs in the second round and won in 6 games. Then came the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors had just finished the greatest regular season in NBA history, 73 wins. But the Thunder were not intimidated. They won Game 1, then Game 2. In Game 3, Kevin scored 33 points. The Thunder led the series 3-1. They needed just one more win to reach the finals. One more win to face LeBron and Cleveland for the championship. But the Warriors would not die. They won Game 5, then Game 6 in Oklahoma City, forcing a Game 7. In that final game, Kevin scored 27 points, but Klay Thompson exploded for 41. The Warriors won and advanced to the finals. The Thunder's season was over. The disappointment was crushing. Kevin sat at his locker afterward, staring into the distance, processing what had just slipped away. That summer, Kevin became a free agent. The basketball world waited to see what he would decide. Rumors swirled. Would he stay in Oklahoma City and run it back? Would he go to Boston, San Antonio, or perhaps the most shocking option, the Golden State Warriors?
On July 4th, 2016, Kevin Durant announced he was signing with the Warriors, the team that had just eliminated him, the team that had won 73 games and already had a championship core with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. The decision sent shockwaves through the NBA. The reaction was swift and brutal. Fans called it the weakest move in sports history. They said he was taking the easy way out, that he could not win on his own, that he was ruining the competitive balance of the league.
In Oklahoma City, a mural of Kevin on the side of a building was defaced. His jersey was burned. Former teammates felt betrayed. Russell Westbrook unfollowed him on social media. The hate was everywhere, relentless, unforgiving. Kevin tried to defend the decision, saying it was about fit, about playing a style of basketball he loved. But the criticism would not stop. Even his own mother, Wanda, said she did not initially want him to go to Golden State. The narrative was set. Kevin Durant was a villain, a player who chose rings over respect. But then the games began, and Kevin Durant was magnificent. The 2017 season saw the Warriors dominate. They went 16-1 in the playoffs, one of the most dominant postseason runs in NBA history. In the finals, they faced LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers, the same team that had won the championship the year before. But now the Warriors had Kevin, and he was unstoppable.
In Game 3, he scored 31 points. In Game 4, 35. In Game 5, 39. The Warriors won in 5 games. Kevin averaged 35.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in the series. He was named Finals MVP. His lowest scoring game in the finals was 31 points. He had reached the mountaintop. But the validation he sought never came. The criticism only shifted. They said the championship did not count because the team was too stacked, that anyone could have won with that roster. The hate did not soften. It calcified. The next season, 2018, the Warriors returned to the finals. Again, they faced the Cavaliers. Again, Kevin was dominant. He averaged 28.8 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in the series. The Warriors swept the Cavaliers in 4 games. Kevin won his second Finals MVP. Back-to-back championships, back-to-back Finals MVP awards. And still, the critics said it did not matter. Off the court, the tension was building. In November 2018, during a game against the Los Angeles Clippers, Kevin and Draymond Green got into a heated argument on the bench. Reports later revealed the argument was about Kevin's impending free agency. Draymond allegedly called him out for planning to leave. The Warriors suspended Draymond for 1 game. The fracture was visible. The 2019 season brought the Warriors back to the finals once more, this time against the Toronto Raptors. But Kevin was injured. He missed the first 4 games with a calf strain. The Warriors were down 3-1. In Game 5, Kevin returned, desperate to help his team. He looked explosive, scoring 11 points in just 12 minutes. Then, driving to the basket, he collapsed. His right Achilles tendon had ruptured, one of the most devastating injuries in basketball. He was done for the series. The Warriors lost Game 6. Toronto won the championship. That summer, Kevin left the Warriors and signed with the Brooklyn Nets. He would miss the entire 2019-20 season recovering from the injury. The chapter in Golden State was over. 2 championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, and yet the debate raged on. Did those championships count?
Did Kevin take the easy road? Was he ever truly the best player in the league? In interviews years later, Kevin would admit the criticism affected him. He created fake social media accounts to argue with critics online, a decision he later regretted. He said the Finals MVP awards scarred a lot of Warrior fans because it divided the conversation between him and Stephen Curry. He acknowledged that he might never escape the shadow of that decision to join Golden State. But here is what the numbers cannot argue. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. 7 feet tall with the skill of a guard. He has won 2 NBA championships and 2 Finals MVP awards. He is an 11-time All-Star, a 4-time scoring champion, and an MVP. He has won 4 Olympic gold medals, most recently in 2024 in Paris. He has averaged over 25 points per game for his career.
When he was on the court in those finals, he was the best player in the world. The shots he made were not easy. The pressure was immense. He delivered. And while the path he chose may always be debated, the results are undeniable. In Brooklyn, Kevin continued to show his brilliance, even as injuries and roster changes complicated the journey. In 2023, he was traded to the Phoenix Suns, where he continues to compete at an elite level. He has embraced being a polarizing figure, understanding that his legacy will always be complicated. But in the quiet of reflection, perhaps that complexity is what makes his story so human. Kevin Durant made a choice that the world judged harshly. He achieved everything he set out to achieve, and yet peace remained elusive. Not because of what he did not accomplish, but because greatness, when wrapped in controversy, rarely finds silence. His story is a reminder that even when you win, the noise does not always stop. That validation from others is a gift you cannot demand. And that sometimes the hardest journey is not toward the championship, but toward accepting yourself, regardless of how the world sees you. There is a particular kind of ferocity in basketball that cannot be taught. It burns from within, a fire that refuses to dim even when the world insists it should. It is the energy of a player who does not know how to quit, who views every possession as a battle worth fighting. And in the modern era, no player embodied that relentless spirit quite like Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook III was born on November 12, 1988, in Long Beach, California. He grew up in Hawthorne, a city where dreams and struggle lived side by side. As a child, Russell was not the most highly recruited player. He stood just 5 feet 8 inches tall as a high school freshman. College scouts passed him over. He was undersized, unpolished, easy to overlook. But he grew. By his senior year, he had shot up to 6 feet 3. And more importantly, he had developed an intensity, a motor that never stopped running. The Seattle Supersonics selected him 4th overall in the 2008 NBA draft. 6 days later, the team relocated to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder. Russell wore number 0. He chose it because his preferred number 4 was already taken by veteran Nick Collison. 0 became a symbol, a reminder that he came from nothing, that he was doubted, that he had everything to prove. His rookie season was solid but unremarkable. He averaged 15.3 points and 5.3 assists per game. On March 2, 2009, he recorded his first career triple-double with 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists against the Dallas Mavericks. It was a glimpse of what was to come, but no one could have predicted just how much. In Oklahoma City, Russell was paired with Kevin Durant. The two became one of the most dynamic duos in the league. Kevin was the smooth scorer, the lethal weapon from anywhere on the court. Russell was the engine, the chaos that made everything go. Together, they led the Thunder to the playoffs year after year, each season building towards something greater.
In 2012, they made it to the NBA Finals. Russell averaged 27 points per game in the postseason, electrifying audiences with his speed and aggression. But the Miami Heat, led by LeBron James, were too much. The Thunder lost in 5 games. Still, the future seemed bright. They were young. They would be back. The years that followed brought deep playoff runs, but no championship. In 2013, Russell tore his meniscus in the first round of the playoffs. The Thunder lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. Injuries and near misses defined the next few seasons, but Russell's individual brilliance only grew. In February 2015, he became the first player since Michael Jordan to score 40 or more points in 4 consecutive games. Later that month, he recorded 3 straight triple-doubles, the first player to do so since LeBron James in 2009. He was named an All-Star for the 4th time. In the All-Star game, he scored 41 points and won MVP honors. The following year, 2016, he won his 2nd consecutive All-Star Game MVP, the first player to win the award outright in back-to-back years. He scored 31 points in the game. The Thunder finished the regular season with 55 wins. In the playoffs, they pushed the Golden State Warriors to the brink, taking a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals. But the Warriors stormed back and won the series in 7 games. The heartbreak was crushing. And then, Kevin Durant left for Golden State.
Russell was alone. The teammate he had battled alongside for 8 years was gone. The Thunder were supposed to rebuild. Most analysts predicted they would struggle to even make the playoffs. But Russell had other plans. The 2016-17 season became historic. Russell played with a fury that defied logic. He attacked every game as if it were his last. On November 22, 2016, he recorded his first triple-double of the season. By December, he had recorded 10. By January, 20. The number kept climbing. He was not just filling the stat sheet, he was rewriting what people thought was possible. Oscar Robertson had set the record for most triple-doubles in a single season with 41, way back in 1961-62. That record had stood for 55 years. It was considered untouchable, a relic of a different era when pace was faster and stats were inflated. But Russell was hunting it down. On April 4,
2017, in a game against the Denver Nuggets, Russell recorded his 42nd triple-double of the season, breaking Robertson's record. He finished that game with 50 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Thunder won in overtime. The crowd erupted. Russell stood at center court overwhelmed by the magnitude of what he had just accomplished. For the season, he averaged a triple-double, 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists per game. He became the first player since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double for an entire season. He led the league in scoring. He willed the Thunder to the playoffs, almost single-handedly carrying them to 47 wins. In June, he was named the NBA Most Valuable Player.
Oscar Robertson himself attended Russell's final home game of the season to honor him. The two men embraced, a passing of the torch, a recognition that history had been made. The Thunder fans chanted Russell's name, their gratitude echoing through the arena. But the world was divided. Critics said Russell's triple-doubles were the result of stat padding, that he hunted for rebounds and assists instead of playing winning basketball. They pointed to his inefficient shooting, his high turnover rate, his tendency to dominate the ball. They called him selfish, reckless. Westbrook became a cruel nickname, mocking his missed shots. The hate was relentless, cutting deeper with each passing season. And yet, Russell did not stop. The next season, 2017-18, he averaged a triple-double again. 25.4 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 10.3 assists per game. He became the first player in NBA history to average a triple-double in 2 separate seasons. In the final game of that season, needing 34 rebounds over the last 2 games to reach 10 per game, he grabbed 20 in the season finale against the Memphis Grizzlies. He also had 6 points and 19 assists. A triple-double in the most unconventional way, his 20th of the season.
In 2018-19, he did it again. 22.9 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 10.7 assists. A third straight triple-double season. And then in 2020-21, playing for the Washington Wizards, he averaged it once more. 22.2 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 11.7 assists. 4 triple-double seasons in 5 years, something no one had ever done. On May 10, 2021, Russell recorded his 182nd career triple-double, breaking Oscar Robertson's all-time record. The Wizards were playing the Atlanta Hawks. Russell finished with 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 21 assists. He stood on the court afterward, emotions pouring out. He had climbed the mountain that everyone said was impossible to reach. By November 2024, he had extended the record to over 200 career triple-doubles, a mark that may never be touched. But the criticism never fully disappeared. Russell's later years in the league were difficult. After being traded to the Houston Rockets and then the Los Angeles Lakers, his shooting struggles became more pronounced.
The Lakers fans booed him at times. Sports media debated whether he was still a valuable player or a liability. The triple-doubles became less frequent. The explosiveness faded. Age and injuries took their toll. Still, his legacy is undeniable. Russell Westbrook is a 9-time All-Star, a 2-time scoring champion, a 3-time assists leader, the all-time leader in triple-doubles by a wide margin. He is the Thunder's all-time leader in triple-doubles with 138, far ahead of anyone else in franchise history. He averaged a triple-double for an entire season not once, but 4 times. He made what seemed impossible look routine.
Beyond the court, Russell established the Why Not Foundation, which focuses on education and supporting families in need. He has always carried himself with pride, refusing to bow to critics, refusing to change who he is. His intensity, his refusal to back down, his willingness to leave everything on the floor, these qualities defined him. Former players and analysts have said Russell Westbrook changed the conversation around what was statistically possible. He made triple-doubles seem normal, almost expected. He played every game with maximum effort, a rare trait in an era where load management has become common. Whether his team won or lost, you could never question his heart. The debate about Russell Westbrook will likely continue for years. Was he stat padding, or was he just doing whatever it took to win? Were the triple-doubles empty numbers, or were they proof of versatility and dominance? Did his style hurt his teams in the playoffs, or was he simply surrounded by insufficient talent? The answers depend on who you ask. But in the stillness of the night, when the noise fades, one truth remains. Russell Westbrook played basketball the only way he knew how, with everything he had, every single time. And in doing so, he left a mark on the game that will never be erased. The criticism may linger, but so does the legacy. And that, perhaps, is all that truly matters. There are players who transcend the game through talent. And then there are players who transcend it through sheer will, through an obsession so consuming that it redefines what dedication means, through a relentless pursuit of perfection that alienates as much as it inspires. Kobe Bean Bryant was the latter, a man who demanded greatness from himself and everyone around him, a man who was loved and hated, often simultaneously, for the very same reasons. Kobe was born on August 23, 1978, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His father, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, played in the NBA for 8 seasons before moving the family to Italy to continue his professional career overseas. Kobe spent much of his childhood in Italy, absorbing the game from a different culture, learning discipline and footwork that American players often overlooked. When the family returned to the United States, Kobe attended Lower Merion High School in the suburbs of Philadelphia. He was a sensation. By his senior year, He had become southeastern Pennsylvania's all-time leading scorer with 2,883 points. He led his team to the state championship. College programs across the country recruited him. But Kobe had other plans. He declared for the NBA draft straight out of high school. Only a handful of players had ever made that leap successfully. The risk was enormous, but Kobe did not deal in doubt. The Charlotte Hornets selected him 13th overall in the 1996 NBA draft. But the pick was orchestrated. The Los Angeles Lakers traded for him immediately, sending veteran center Vlade Divac to Charlotte in return. Kobe was 17 years old when he arrived in Los Angeles, the youngest player in NBA history at the time. The City of Stars had a new star, though few realized it yet.
His rookie season was a learning experience. He came off the bench averaging just 15.5 minutes per game. But the flashes were there, the footwork, the confidence, the willingness to take any shot, no matter the circumstance. In his second season, he became a starter. The Lakers had also signed Shaquille O'Neal in 1996, one of the most dominant centers the league had ever seen. Together, Kobe and Shaq formed the foundation of what would become a dynasty. The Lakers won 3 consecutive NBA championships from 2000 to 2002. Kobe was brilliant, but Shaq was the Finals MVP in all 3 series. The dynamic was complicated. Shaq was the dominant force, the most unstoppable player in the league. Kobe was the younger star, hungry to prove he was more than just a sidekick. Tension simmered beneath the success. Kobe was labeled as selfish, arrogant, a player who shot too much and did not defer to the veteran leadership. Teammates found him difficult to play with. His relentless work ethic and sky-high expectations alienated people. He did not care about being liked. He cared about winning.
The relationship between Kobe and Shaq deteriorated over time. Philosophical differences, ego clashes, disagreements about who the team belonged to. By 2004, the tension had reached a breaking point. The Lakers made it to the NBA Finals, but were upset by the Detroit Pistons in 5 games. It was a stunning collapse. After the season, the Lakers faced a choice: Kobe or Shaq. They chose Kobe. Shaq was traded to the Miami Heat. Kobe was now the undisputed leader of the Lakers. But the supporting cast was weak. The team struggled. Critics questioned whether Kobe could lead a team to a championship as the primary option. They said he was a ball hog, that his shot selection was poor, that he did not make his teammates better. The phrase Kobe system was used derisively to describe an offense where one player dominated the ball and took most of the shots. According to various reports, circa 2004 through 2007, Kobe was the most alienated superstar
the NBA had ever seen. Fans outside of Los Angeles despised him. Analysts criticized him relentlessly. His reputation was at an all-time low. The swagger that had once been seen as confidence now seemed like arrogance. The competitiveness that had once been admired now seemed toxic. But Kobe did not waver. In the 2005-06 season, he led the league in scoring with an average of 35.4 points per game. On January 22, 2006, playing against the Toronto Raptors, Kobe scored 81 points, the second highest scoring performance in NBA history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points in 1962. He scored 28 points in the third quarter alone. The Raptors had no answer. The performance was a statement, a declaration that even without Shaq, Kobe Bryant was capable of historic greatness.
In 2007-08, Kobe won the NBA Most Valuable Player award. He averaged 28.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game. The Lakers returned to the finals, but lost to the Boston Celtics in 6 games. The criticism resurfaced. Maybe Kobe could not win without Shaq after all. But the Lakers retooled. They acquired Pau Gasol from the Memphis Grizzlies in a trade that shifted the balance of power in the West. Pau was a skilled 7-footer, unselfish, intelligent, the perfect complement to Kobe's intensity. In 2009, the Lakers made it back to the finals and faced the Orlando Magic. The Lakers won in 5 games. Kobe averaged 32.4 points, 7.4 assists, and 5.6 rebounds in the series. He was named Finals MVP for the first time. The monkey was off his back. He had proven he could lead a team to a championship as the undisputed alpha. The next season, the Lakers returned to the finals and faced their rivals, the Boston Celtics. The series went 7 games. Game 7 was in Los Angeles. The Staples Center was electric with tension. Kobe struggled with his shooting, making only 6 of 24 attempts. But he grabbed 15 rebounds, the most he had ever grabbed in a finals game. The Lakers won 83-79. Kobe was named Finals MVP again. He had won back-to-back championships without Shaq. The critics were silenced, at least for a time. Over his career, Kobe became more than just a scorer. He became a philosopher of the game. He coined the term Mamba mentality, a reference to the black mamba snake, one of the deadliest in the world. The mentality was about relentless focus, about outworking everyone, about never accepting excuses. It was about the willingness to take the last shot, to embrace pressure, to live without fear of failure. Young players around the league began to emulate him. His work ethic became legendary. Stories spread of 4 a.m. workouts, of practicing hundreds of shots before games, of studying film until his eyes burned. Kobe also represented the United States in international competition, winning gold medals at the 2008 Olympics in Beijing and the 2012 Olympics in London. He was a leader on those teams, bringing his intensity
and discipline to a group of NBA superstars. His commitment to excellence inspired teammates like LeBron James and Kevin Durant. He was selected to 18 All-Star games, tied for second most in NBA history. He made 15 All-NBA teams with 11 first-team selections. He was named to 12 All-Defensive teams, including 9 first-team honors. He won 4 All-Star Game MVP awards. He led the league in scoring twice. His resume was as complete as any player in history. But the final years were difficult. On April 12, 2013, in a game against the Golden State Warriors, Kobe tore his Achilles tendon. He was 34 years old. The injury was devastating, one that often ends careers. Kobe returned the following season, but he was never the same. More injuries followed: a fractured knee, a torn rotator cuff. His body, pushed to its limits for 2 decades, was breaking down. In his final season, 2015-16, Kobe announced he would retire. The NBA embarked on a farewell tour, with opposing teams honoring him in every arena. On April 13, 2016, in his final game at the Staples Center, Kobe scored 60 points against the Utah Jazz. At age 37, he became the oldest player in NBA history to score 60 points in a game. The Lakers won 101-96. It was a storybook ending, a reminder of the greatness that had defined his career.
Kobe retired with 33,643 points, 4th on the all-time scoring list at the time. He finished with 5 NBA championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, 1 regular season MVP award, and countless other accolades. The Los Angeles Lakers retired both of his jersey numbers, 8 and 24, hanging them in the rafters of the Staples Center. Only the 3rd player in franchise history to have multiple numbers retired. After retirement, Kobe won an Academy Award for his animated short film, Dear Basketball, based on a poem he wrote about his love for the game. He became a successful businessman, investing in various ventures and promoting women's basketball. He coached his daughter Gianna's youth basketball team, passing on the lessons he had learned to the next generation. Then, on January 26, 2020, tragedy struck. Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. He was 41 years old. Gianna was 13. The world stopped. The grief was universal, transcending sports, transcending borders. Murals appeared in cities around the globe. Fans gathered outside the Staples Center, leaving flowers, jerseys, and messages of love. The NBA renamed the All-Star Game MVP award in his honor. The pain of his loss is still felt today. Kobe Bryant's legacy is complex. He was beloved and hated, often at the same time. His intensity made him difficult. His confidence seemed like arrogance. His willingness to take every big shot, even when missing, frustrated coaches and teammates. But no one ever questioned his heart. No one ever doubted his commitment. He gave everything to basketball, sacrificing relationships, health, and peace of mind in pursuit of greatness.
The early criticisms, the labels of selfishness and arrogance,
have softened in the years since his retirement and death. What once seemed like flaws are now seen as the traits of a competitor who refused to settle. The shots he took were not arrogance, but confidence. The work ethic was not obsession, but dedication. The Mamba mentality was not toxic, but transformative. Young players across the league, from Jason Tatum to Devin Booker to Giannis Antetokounmpo, cite Kobe as their inspiration. They wear his shoes, they mimic his moves, they study his film. His impact on the game extends far beyond statistics. He changed how players approached their craft. He showed that greatness required sacrifice, that legends were not born but built through relentless effort. In the quiet of reflection, Kobe Bryant's story is one of transformation. From a teenage prodigy to an alienated superstar, to a champion, to a legend, to a mentor. The hate he faced was real, but it was never the full story. The full story is one of a man who loved basketball more than almost anything, who pushed himself and others to the brink, and who left behind a legacy that will inspire generations. The criticism faded, the championships remained, and in the end, the Mamba's spirit lives on, in every player who refuses to quit, in every person who embraces the grind, in every soul who understands that greatness demands everything and gives nothing back but the chance to say, "I did it my way." 4 players, 4 journeys marked by criticism and doubt. LeBron, who returned home and delivered redemption. Kevin, who won championships but never escaped the questions. Russell, who shattered records while facing relentless scrutiny. And Kobe, whose intensity inspired as much as it alienated until the world understood. Their legacies now shine clearly beyond the noise, reminding us that greatness and controversy often walk hand in hand. Rest well, knowing their stories found peace.